Hi guys, this is Patrick, long time no see on our English channel. For all who don't know us, we are luxury watch traders here in Germany and we're doing this English channel next to our German channel. Not so regularly to be honest, but today I thought we're gonna do a day in a life as it's very interesting, and we can start with a very crazy client coming the next 15 minutes to us, and I wanted to show you the watches he's interested in. He's a big collector with a collection of over 250 watches, and he's buying niche watches, I would say. Very Cartier focused, but also going into everything that is niche, that is not mainstream, that is a little bit of vintage. So today he asked me to prepare some nice watches for him, and I wanted to show you before I show him. And if you want, you can put in the comments what's your favorite. And so we will do the next days together. I will show you everything we do, the watches we get in, the watches we sell, the watches we have appointments for. So you get a lot of great watches and also see what we do on a daily basis, which could be really interesting if you're into watches. So, and let's have a look at the watches he wants to take a look today. The watch, why he is primarily coming today, is this crazy and beautiful Cartier Cintré. It's a very rare reference, I would say, with the gray strap and the dark dial. It's rose gold in beautiful condition, coming in a full set. Availability for this watch is really low, and when we put it on the website, I was thinking about this exact client because I know what he's collecting, and in fact 10 minutes after it was posted in our app via push notification, he wrote us a WhatsApp that he wants to see this watch, and as he's already coming to the office, or he's also interested in some other watches here. So, and the next watch he wants to take a look at, also no surprise for his taste, a Cartier Ronde in 18 karat gold. Beautiful condition, a slight patina on the watch, and reference you don't see often. The next one, my personal favorite, because it's really rare and the dial is awesome. I mean, just look at it. We have not the best lighting here for such a dial, but you can see the structure. It's a white gold Piaget TV with a lapis lazuli dial in awesome condition, no cracks in the dial, really well preserved. Also, let's say the bezel and also the bracelet you can see here. Bracelet is worked very fine. It's craftsmanship you can't really find today in any watches, I would say. And it's reference that was also delivered with a factory set bezel, for example. But I personally prefer the model exactly like we have it here, plain white gold. It's a bit heavy, of course, because it's gold, and a beautiful lapis dial in it in an awesome condition. It's definitely a watch that you don't buy as your first watch. You need to have a collection for it, I would say, or the classic buyer has a collection for it, because it's not a watch for every day, but it's a watch if you have a special moment or if you want to enjoy something. Really beautiful. And he's looking at this watch the second time today. Last time he was here, he looked at like 10 watches and he bought 3 out of them. And I hope today, really today, he is going all in on the Cintré and on the Piaget. This will be my favorites. But next to those watches, we also have really nice watches. We also have a slate dial Vendôme here in a really nice condition. It's near Nos, I would say. Was at Cartier service lately, so also the movement is in perfect condition, how you like it. The whole watch is in crazy condition, no scratches, no dings, just a watch to enjoy. And then this is a bit odd for his choice, but also a beautiful watch, so I can fully understand why he wants to take a look at it. We have a ultra thin Gigerli Coultre with a plain white silverish dial, small seconds at 6 o'clock, really reduced to the, let's say, minimum of complications what you need. You have the small seconds, you have hour, you have the minute hand, and that's it. And I'm really, I would say, excited to see which watches he will take. As I said, hoping for the Cintré and the Piaget, because I feel like those would really match his collection in a very good way. And they're awesome watches you don't see often with really low availability. But in the end, it's just the client who can decide which watch he wants to get. I would say it looks like a Candyland over here. And as he will be here in some minutes, I'm also showing you what I put on my wrist from my personal collection. Beautiful Patek with onyx style. I think this matches the vibe of the appointment really nice. I am really excited to have him here and to talk to him. Last time he was here, my colleague Christian was doing the appointment. As he's on holiday today, I'm taking over the appointment, and let's see if I can sell some beautiful watches to a collector with a lot of taste. Hi guys, so the appointment is over, and as you can see on my t-shirt, it's the next day already. The appointment took like 2 hours, but our client put 2 watches on the reserve. He always does it like this because he says, okay, he needs 1 to 2 days to just think about it. And moreover, there is a big release by Cartier, and he's a, let's say, VIP client there, and he doesn't know how many watches he gets allocated. So he knows this in 2 days, on Wednesday, and he told me on Wednesday he will tell me how many watches he will buy from us, which like splits my personal thoughts into, I hope he gets a lot of watches allocated, of course, because he's a big collector. But on the other hand, I want to sell, and the watches suit him very, very well, and would suit also into his collection very well. So let's see how this turns out. Update will follow. And after the 2-hour appointment, there was also another client coming, delivering a beautiful Patek 5235R in rose gold. I wore it over the night because it needs a touch up before it's getting shooted, and it's really a beautiful watch. As you can see, the prior client put a Calatrava clasp here, which is also awesome because I personally prefer this clasp. And if you take a look at this watch, it's really a beauty. Adjust the lighting here. It's really a beautiful watch. Annual calendar, regulateur in rose gold. You can see the movement, the micro rotor. You have the Calatrava clasp here. Coming with box papers from a German first owner, delivered 2021. So also very good statistics on the sideline, so to say. And as you may see here, here it needs a little bit of cleaning, a small touch up to be perfect for the next owner, and we always want our watches perfect. And this is what happens next. So after doing this scene for the vlog, I hand it over to our watchmaker master for a touch-up, because our photographer arrives in about an hour, and until then the watch needs to be finished, to be put online on the website, and to be marketed to a collector out there is into nice and complicated Pateks. I think on the wrist it looks really beautiful. Also the silver finishing on the dial is just amazing, and it's a watch that we never had before, to be honest, because there's not much trading volume in it. But the moment client handed it over to me, I kind of fell in love, and also like I had one night, one evening wearing it now. It's just beautiful. To me, I feel it's a bit hard to read because there's only the big minute hand and the small hour hand, how it's common for this complication. But if you want a watch that just differs from the others in your collection, that is beautifully finished and made with a great case size and an additional Calatrava clasp, you can't go wrong with this one, I would say. And in the next scene, I will show you, once you have prepared everything, the watches that are going live on the website, because we got some amazing vintage pieces in beautiful condition, really rare watches also that we don't have much that often, and I think you will really enjoy to see those beauties. Okay guys, and we have another day, because it's so busy right now that I just don't make it to film everything for you, but I promised you when we started the video that I'm gonna show you some crazy APs and also some Pateks that we shooted and put on the website right now. One of them already sold, so we have the last chance to take a look at it, because it's a Patek reference you don't see that often. And before going into detail and showing you the watches on wrist, I want you to have a look at the candy box. You see it here? This is the candy box full of APs, Patek and a Moser, because you also don't see this reference that often. Now we just take a look at it, and I'm gonna show you something. So I think this is really the biggest boy in here. It's a modern off. Also bought an orange strap to it, which I really like, but we thought for advertising it would be more conservative and easy to sell on the gray strap, the original one. It's titanium with a ceramic bezel, so really nice finishing on the case. Bezel also a nice contrast with the black finishing. If you can see it here, I think the lighting here is right, but it's a really, really huge watch. So for my personal taste, I have an 18.5 centimeter circumference wrist. I could wear it, but I don't like it that much, as I prefer smaller watches like this 3800 from Patek, but nevertheless I'm gonna draw it on my wrist and show it to you. Okay, and it's on here. And as you can see, I think I could wear it if I want to, but it's really big. Nevertheless, it suits the wrist really nice. Also the lugs going around the wrist. But it's a really, really big boy. It's like if you want to show you're into watches and you're into big watches and you like a piece, I think this is definitely a statement piece you could wear. I wouldn't go smaller than 18 centimeters circumference and wrist for this one. The bigger the better, to be honest. It's a crazy set, nice condition, perfect condition from the outside as also from the inside, from the movement. Our watchmaker checked everything. And let's see how long it takes for this big boy to find a new home. Next one is, so to say, the grandfather of the prior offshore. This one is an offshore made out of full gold from the first limited series. The original buckle. Also in a nice condition, nice vintage condition, I would say. The crazy thing about this one, it's number 10 ever produced. So it has 10 on the back. It was a limited series, limited to 200 pieces, I think, or 250. And as you can see, we have the early dial in, and it has a nice tropical touch. It also comes with the end of day strap, which is like gives you the survival vibes to it. So we prefer to market it on this blue strap, which also suits the watch and the dial very, very well. And it's also a really big boy. Not as big as the modern offshore I just showed you, because the pushers are smaller and not going out that much. Also for my personal taste, for my wrist, too big, I would say, but tastes differ. So if you are into big watches, this could also be an alternative. And as this one is really rare and not many pieces on the market, especially with such a nice blue tropical original dial, it's a bit above 40,000 euros, but it's heavy. It's like a really, really heavy watch. And if you see it on the wrist here, I would also say I could pull it if I want to, but it's big. Also, maybe this is a better perspective for you. Just have to see if I catch the right lighting here. Yeah. I think the clasp is really nice. Also the watch looks nice, but it's big. So another alternative if you look for a big watch. But for all those who are looking for smaller watches, we got your back coming in a second. And this is for me what AP is about. It's the original 39mm jumbo in steel gold. In a nice condition, nice vintage condition. I will also show you the bracelet. It's a bit of stretch, but not much stretch. You see, it's so okay, it's almost like nothing, to be honest. And 39mm APs trade for a high value because people and collectors out there love them. The most special part or most important information about this watch is that the steel gold version was way rarer than the steel version of the 5402, and therefore a really, really thought after version for collectors. And if you see it on the wrist, you will also immediately recognize that this is a watch that fully hits my personal taste, and I love it because the bracelet is just thin, the watch is thin, it looks perfectly on the wrist, it feels really, really comfortable. The gray dial is awesome. It still has the tritium. I don't know how to say in English. Hands and indices. So fully original. The date got a bit, let's say, yellowish. So it's also the original one, and you can just see a nice patina on it that the watch got over the years. And this watch, I mean, just look at it. It's just beautiful. And I'm really, really wondering how long it takes that a collector, is ready to put the money on the table and buy this beauty, because it's simply beautiful. It's thin, it's slim, it perfectly works on the wrist. It's such a beautiful watch. As many people from our German YouTube channel know, I am a big Patek fan, I would say. I really have to say fan. I really admire the brand. I like a lot of the watches they do. Not everything, especially with the latest releases and the modern ones, but I'm not hating. I understand the policy they do. But if you want to go into Patek for a reasonable budget and a timeless model, here's something for you. It's the Calatrava with a sector-like dial. It has blue hands It's in rose gold. It comes with box and papers. It's a really awesome and nice condition. You have the classic and well-known Calatrava clasp back here, not the Calatrava one with the logo, because it's not a deploying clasp, it's not a buckle, and you have a really nice brownish strap on here. And if you just take a look at the watch, my personal highlight is for the Pateks, of course. You see the well-finished rotor, you have the movement always inside, and the watch is really thin and slim. Also, when putting it on the wrist, it just feels elegant and feels like you want to wear a suit to it, to be honest. But you can see here it's like really nice. And for this special Calatrava model, we are in the low 20s in this condition with box and papers, which is awesome. And I feel like it's really a lot of value for the money when talking about Patek, because of course Patek gets expensive very quick. And for a timeless model like this, also with the original strap on it, glass bottom, sector-like dial, blue hands, timeless, slim, with a date, so you have the time, you have the date, you have everything you need for a watch. It just feels right, to be honest. And I think as the style variation is also not that common, so you have this reference and the sector-like dial, and you have it with a, let's say, plain dial. We traded the ones with the plain dial a lot. The sector one is the first time we have it. I personally think it makes the watch a bit more interesting, a bit more technical compared to the plain dial, but I think there are a lot of opinions out there if you prefer this one or the other one. But if you're in the market for this one, honestly, it's a great piece, it's a great set, it's a great condition, it's a timeless watch. You don't have to expect the price to drop or to increase. You know where you put your money, and you can just enjoy and wear the watch. And for those who are into the very exotic watches, I teased it before, we also got in an H Moser and C with the smoked salmon dial, just streamliner line, very crazy watch with a beautiful bracelet. It kind of reminds me of the Sportswave bracelet of the early Ebels, which are also really comfortable and well known by collectors. Unfortunately, Ebel didn't really make the move into the modern time. They're still out there, we still trade them, but no hype around them. And compared to Ebel, there's Moser, who I would say have a hype about it. You can also see, like on the top, the logo is there, but hardly visible, because they wanted to put the focus on the dial. And Moser is really, let's say, kind of the king of dials, I would say, next to Grand Seiko. We also have a glass bottom here to see the movement and the rotor. It's really nice, you can see the movement working. And also when you put it on the wrist, the watch is a bit big for my wrist. You have a really comfortable clasp here, and I would say it just feels right. It's different. It's definitely not the first or second watch you buy as a collector. I would say when you have at least 6, 7, 8 watches in your collection, this is something that could really speak to you, because it's different. It's something you can't find in other brands and probably don't have in your collection if you don't have a Moser and C in your collection. And I just think it's beautiful. We had this model here like 1 year ago. It was sold slightly above 20,000. In the meantime, as you all know, watch market and prices corrected a bit, so it went down. I expect it to be sold at 19.5, 19.9, so slightly below 20,000. It's a 2023 watch, so also really young generation, I would say. Awesome watch, and just something I really like and I try really to buy whenever I have the chance. And really, I wouldn't say lucky, I'm really happy about it that a lot of collectors from you out there always offer watches to you, to trade-ins with you, buy from us, because this is why we can live our dream. We can work with nice watches, and we can also do content to show you those nice watches. I think these are the perfect words to end the vlog here. I hope you liked it a lot. If you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel. We are trying to build this channel step by step, and in the beginning with some 100 subscribers, it's a bit slow compared to to our German channel where we have some 1,000 subscribers. It's always also not that much feedback in the comments, but if you have a question, if you want to see something, if you want to ask something, always feel free. We check the comments. We also answer to every comment. So if you want to know something from the head buyer of a luxury watch company, just let us know. And thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you had a great entertainment, enjoyed the nice watches, and see you next time. Bye bye.